Today is January 12th, and it's the first day of the Ajahn Chah commemoration ceremonies that have taken place every year since 1992 when he passed away. And it's an opportunity to, one is this is gathering together with the various students, disciples of Ajahn Chah from the different monasteries, different branch monasteries. So there's always quite a gathering at Wat Pah, and I think it's say as an opportunity for us as people who are from more of an international, non-Thai background, just to observe the expressions of faith and devotion is certainly one aspect of this opportunity. We tend to be pretty good at the rational end of things, but that kind of those aspects of faith and devotion are sometimes not so strong, and to be able to witness people's faith and commitment and that's I think it's a very supportive element of a balance, because practice is always about balance. I mean, Ajahn Chah once expressed the Dhamma as that which is just right. Dhamma ku kwam padi in Thai. So it's like that which is just right. And that quality of just right, that sense of balance, is so hard to find. So being able to balance these different faculties and expressions of ourself, so that there is a clarity that arises in the heart that is willing to acknowledge and give oneself to the Dhamma. Because in the end, it isn't this practice and this Dhamma of the Buddhas isn't something that you can go set about as a project to try to attain, achieve, and to get. Or if you do, you're set for years and years of frustration. So being able to attend to those qualities which really allow a sense of balance to arise, and to, it's like giving oneself to the practice is such an important piece of the puzzle as we begin our training and as we continue our training. It's just, how do we really give ourselves to this practice? So part of it is these expressions of faith and devotion that are witnessed on, kind of a mass scale when you go to Wat Pah and join the ceremonies there. And on a certain level, it is not so different than what we're doing. Okay, chanting, meditation, Dhamma talks. And we have a pretty prescribed or very limited ways of expression, what we actually do. But it's what you bring to it that's really important. So being able to bring to this practice, and whether it's at your kuti or whether it's over in a public situation like Wat Pah, paying attention. What am I bringing to this? What am I adding to this situation? And I think one of the expressions of devotion and faith were really, as you walk in the gates, then the first thing that you see are not sort of meditating monastics, kitchens. And I remember at the funeral ceremonies for Ajahn Chah, there were several of us that were quite sort of central to the organizing of the event, and there was a few of us together, and we'd been sort of thinking about Ajahn and Ajahn, can't remember who else it comes to mind, more probably. sort of think, well, there's all these people. How do we keep it fairly simple? And so it was sort of like, well, we've got these kitchens that were set up, but let's just keep it to 8 precepts. And when people come, then, there'll be food provided, but then there'll be, keep things simple and straightforward. And anybody who's living in the monastery or coming to the monastery, the 8 precepts are there. So we let the lay people know that, because there was about 45 kitchens at that time, and that were people that come to start setting up. And, sort of we sent word out, and then it was probably maybe an hour later, and basically it was a protest march coming up from the kitchens. There's no way, we're not. When people arrive here, they want to eat, and we're not closing the kitchens. So, okay. And so we want Wat Pah to be a place where whenever anybody comes, they're well looked after. It was just that expression of, it was a faith and devotion. So we want, this is in the name of Lupacha, looking after people and looking after guests. And that, so that sense of being willing to be gracious and generous and be giving. And, you find, in a similar way, just, in one's own mind, you have like irritation and aversion come up, fear, and just, okay, I'm going to force this into compliance. And it really doesn't work. And you have to, okay, how do I hold this in a gentle and spacious way? How can I be generous with even, say, something like irritation and aversion? Because already, this is a stain. This is really not beautiful. And so then responding with more aversion and negativity is really not a great response. So being able to step back, okay, how do I respond with a sense of generosity, with faith and devotion in the practice, rather than coming up with a rational strategy to annihilate it. And it's really important. How do we hold things so that I think these are opportunities to explore, and especially somebody like Ajahn Chah, his life was a life devoted and dedicated to Dhamma practice and to giving and to sharing. And one of the distinguishing qualities that Ajahn Chah always displayed was a sense of selflessness. There just wasn't a shred of selfishness that was being displayed in his life. I lived with him, around him, close by him over a period of about 8-9 years. And that was something that just kept coming up over and over and over again. Here's somebody who has completely relinquished self. And that's why we are inspired by his example. That's the critical piece that allows for a sense of freedom and liberation. So that just to take this opportunity, the January 12th to the 16th, and allow the heart to be soaked in what's happening over there. And some things will come up, and some things you'll be inspired by, some things you'll be irritated by. After 50, say, even after all my time, it's not as if I'm inspired by everything that happens around me, but do I make a problem of it? That's a quality to pay attention to. I don't have to believe in what the mind tells me. So anyway, I just offer that for reflection this morning, and enjoy your time at Wat Pah.